Previously on Natty 19's Tomb of Annihilation.
Zinti territory markers, though I remember them being much deeper into the jungle, Massa. With the dead in our wake, we should take to land. We are too easily spotted on the water. You notice a small settlement down below. In the fading sunlight, you can make out movement surrounding a large, unfinished obelisk. It has been many years since I have been here, my friend. These must be the Zinti, occupying what is left of my village.
Do you think those lost adventurers are down there?
If not, I do not know where they would be.
Quincy will try to catch him.
Quincy, you fool, stay out of the way next time.
You really don't like anyone helping you, do you, Copernicus?
Sturges. Should not be a problem if there are not too many.
Oh, jeez. Blood-sucking
How many are there?
fiends. Look at them all.
Yeah, so Zavril just winds his whips up. Boom, just cuts one right in half. Zimwabi whips around, lining up a shot with his Yakoa, but the blood from that Sturge burst that Copernicus made shoots across his face, blinding him temporarily. And as you're looking down into the village, all is quiet, but then you hear, out of the silence, drums. Where did we leave off?
Atop a ridge above
We were
Zimwabi's village.
We were just
Are we
coming
in
out of the
ridge? I
cave.
thought we went
Oh,
through
we went
into the
down.
ridge.
That's right,
Yeah.
the bats.
Damn, you don't remember that?
I do, now.
Sturges.
We were coming out the cave, and then we heard the drums
Boom.
coming from the Zinti village, which used to be Zimwabi's home. Copernicus is stumbling along, fairly hurt.
What? Oh, the bat fucked
Can't
you
remember
up,
if
huh?
Can't remember if I've used any spells.
They really tore into me. I'm bleeding everywhere. I'm an old man, Elf. I need to rest my bones for just an hour.
Oh, the Sturges.
Yeah.
When Zimwabi was a child, they would go in there and clear them.
He just goes in there no problem as a young fucking boy.
It was a job for the village kids to take care of them.
Take care of the
The
Sturges.
Sturges had 2 hit points, you know.
Dude, I looked them up because I didn't know what they are. Those things are nasty looking.
You hit him with the
Yeah.
slinger.
Like if one was like in your yard, like that we'd be stopping what we're doing and taking care of it.
It'd be after the chickens.
Yeah, your chickens would be toast. You can't let your kids outside. Shit.
So are we going to rest in this cave system?
I would say at the
With the
mouth
drums.
of
At the mouth of the cave.
just a real short rest because we would still want to get in there at nighttime. So
I was going to say, yeah, darkness is upon you. And, yeah, the sound of the beating drum coming from down within the village is what you hear.
I mean, if we
Do
chill
we
there,
have an hour to kill with the drums?
If the
presence?
drums signal a ceremony, which they often do, and if that ceremony involves the hostages, we might need to take action very quickly.
The type of drum beat would be a motivational.
Can you feel the beat?
it's not a feast. It's not the feast drum beat.
I'm thinking like Eye of the Tiger. No, it's like a motivation. It looks like an enduring drum beat. Looks like it's going to persist for a little while
All right.
anyway.
Then I suppose if we are going to stay here and rest for a bit, I'll try to ease our minds a little with some music if I think it won't give our position away.
Okay.
It won't give our... Do I think it will give our position away?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to play a song of rest, and what that will do is it gives an extra D6 hit points when spending hit die during the short rest.
Excellent. So let's do this.
Some
Oh my
gentle-
fucking god, is that real life?
That's real life. That's 2 ones.
You could spend more than 1 hit die as well.
That's awesome. All right, so with my Constitution modifier, I get 4 hit points back from that one. Let's do another one. So I can roll another D6, or is that only one time?
No, that's only one time.
Okay.
It's for this rest
There we
period.
go. I'm good with that. All right, so for during this hour, Copernicus will make like a really small fire, and he'll take 2 of the bat heads, rip them off the bodies, and stick them in the fire, and kind of cook them down to bones. And he'll eat the last of his mango leaves too. So that'll bring him up to just -1 hit point. And then once we're all ready to go, he'll snuff that fire out and take those skulls with him.
So you're at 25 out of 26 hit points?
That's correct.
All right. Is anyone else wounded?
I am. I'm at 6 out of 16, but I can't recall when that happened. Do you also
Well,
have...
are you
that
spending
I'm-
any hit die during
I-
this rest?
Yes.
Okay.
So you also get a D6 in addition to however many hit die you use.
11. I'm maxed out.
While we're resting, Quincy, and Copernicus is cooking sturge.
Bat skulls.
Quincy's going to try to have a word somewhat quietly with Zavril. And he'll say, Mr. Dontracker, I've noticed when we were tent-bound during the storm that you were writing to your family. I, too, have been writing letters to my family. I would like to propose a pact of sorts. As we're about to head into danger, I would like to offer you I would like to say that I am willing to deliver any letters you might have, should you not make it, to your family members. And, well, I hope to request that you do the same for me.
I would be glad to deliver your papers to your family, should you not make it. And it's very honorable for you to do the same.
That is a great relief for me. It is a burden that has been lifted from my shoulders. I do have one more request, though, and I hope you consider this very seriously. The map I carry, if I am to fall in battle, I request that you destroy this map.
Destroy a map? That seems kind of foolish.
Well, the map is dear to me, and it is something that I hope to discover while I'm living, but if you could just trust me, I think we would all be better off if I don't make it, that this map be destroyed. Please just trust me on this.
If that is what you want, I will destroy it for you. Though I do have a question. What is this map of? Or map to?
It is a map to a place, and I am not entirely certain what the nature of the place is. But I do know that there is some inherent risk there. And as I learn more about what this jungle, what this peninsula is like, let us just say I've caught glimpses of, well, it's all speculation at this point. I trust you'll do the honorable thing.
Yes, I will destroy it for you, Quincy.
And with that, Quincy will just try to, he'll maybe go back closer to the fire and wrinkle his nose at the smell of burning sturge.
Yeah, do you think they're edible?
I know not what constitution a drow has to stomach such things, but I wouldn't try it.
Moy half drow.
I believe neither half would try it.
If the Zinti prefer human to the sturges in the cave next to their village.
has an excellent point.
Would they only prefer half of a Copernicus?
I imagine a half drow would taste wonderful. It'd be like sweet and salty.
So, while we're on
Definitely
this
salty.
campfire, still, before we go down in there, this is, like, what do we plan on doing? If there's, like, 100 cannibals down there,
Can any among us perform any kind of reconnaissance?
Cappy's pretty stealthy.
That's what the sturge looks like right there.
Yeah, nasty thing.
Oh.
We'll have to put that up on the Tumblr or something.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, after you guys did your short rest, took care of that stuff. Darkness is still upon you, obviously. You stare down into the dark, overgrown path leading into Taguta Village. The eerie sound of the drums beating into the night sky, and only several firelights dot the village, mostly all near one section that appeared to contain an obelisk of sort, maybe a small temple. It was hard to say. Zimwabi had already denied ever seeing such a thing within his village. I don't know if you guys remember, he did say that it was quite odd. The Zinti were never builders. So yeah, stealth does seem like a viable option going forward. Between the darkness, the thick foliage, the drums beating, it would seem all too easy to sneak down in there.
Yeah, perhaps we should then get the lay of the land.
Now you do recall, I can't remember for the life of me when you guys were overlooking the village. I'll just go ahead and say that because I don't know if we went over it, but yeah, when you got a lay of the village, you do recall seeing several lookout towers. You mapped out where these lookout towers were, and also you did see where the river had come inland, and the Taguta village is right on like an elbow of the river, and from this distance, it was hard to see, but if there were canoes or anything, that would be
Where they were.
where they would be.
Zimwabi, what river is that?
This is the Sashin Star River. It is the river we've
It's the same river.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We veered off of the river in hopes to not be spotted. So we took the inland route.
I think that we should infiltrate as a group. If we are caught, it would be unfortunate to get caught, just a couple of us.
So should we do a little bit of scouting first and maybe check to see if there are canoes over by the river, and also get a sense of what the numbers are, where the warriors are at, and maybe what's going on?
Well, what about the people we're here for? Where do we think in this situation they would be located? Because we should check there as well. Near the obelisk?
Possibly, but I like the idea of checking for the canoes by the river. I think exit plan, we should start there.
Zimwabi says, yes, I agree. Perhaps we should explore our exit strategy. And then, all the while we are that much closer, perhaps the way will become apparent. From this position, we do not know where the captives are being held. But once we are within the village, we can check the huts.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we'll find some outlying guards or something to take care of them. But
Use there.
yeah. But let's head down there. It's the only way we're going to find out.
So straight to the canoes? As quietly as possible?
Yeah.
All right.
We'd have to do a group stealth check.
I think so.
So yeah, you guys can make your way stealthily with a group stealth check down into the village, into the cover of night. There is a overgrown path. So let's do some stealth checks.
Yes, let's go.
And I'm going to open up the map.
Is this at advantage?
Do we have advantage or no?
For what?
No, it's just a low DC.
Cover of night.
Oh.
drums.
Nah, the DC is going to be affected by that.
13 for Quincy.
10 for Cappy.
15 for Zavril.
And 10 for Zimwabi.
Yeah.
I was thinking about using my Tides of Chaos and re-rolling that.
Well, I don't
got
think
a
all of us
5.
have to pass.
It's a
right?
group check.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I, for some reason, thought it was
Don't
an
worry.
average thing, not a so many people need to pass thing. So I'll
Right.
stick with the 5.
Don't worry,
Don't
Airman
use
will
tides of
assist
something
you.
called tides of chaos when you're trying to be sneaky.
Yeah. No, it doesn't do anything. It
You
just
got
allows
7.
a roll.
You have +2 to your stealth.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, still 7.
So this is my custom-made
Ooh.
Taguta village. This is about as far as you guys can see. So now, as you guys are now getting into the village entrance, you see up ahead now, those guard towers to the left and right are manned. And those with dark vision notice they're manned by not just a man, but it appears to be a man with the head of a serpent.
Oh my. So I guess
Oh my.
maybe
Now-
relay that to the group.
Now any
Yeah.
You or I.
Now, any academic, okay, would take one look at these things and immediately recognize them as a species known as the Yuanti. And they are known to be a devious. They're of the civilized races. They're known to be pretty evil, articulate, scheming creatures.
What you would think of a serpent person.
They've been known to bring down empires from the shadows. But up until this point, you have never been this close to Yuanti.
Yuanti.
No.
Speaking of Yuanti,
with honey.
suppose I should take a sip of my Yuanti.
You want to? You
No.
see? You say?
These
Snake men.
Now, you don't know all too much, but you do know they come in various types. Okay, some have the body of a serpent with the upper portion human-like. Some have the body of a man, head of a snake. You know, there's various types of these things. These ones, in particular, have the body of a man and the head of a serpent. You see one in each of these 2 guard towers. They don't appear to have noticed you as of yet.
I assume they have night vision of sorts if they're the ones in the
Do you
guard
want to?
towers.
Do you want me to tell you?
Do I have to roll a knowledge check or
I don't think snakes see well, like, you know, in the real natural world.
do they
But
smell well? That's true.
Zimwa B does not know. But Zimwa B appears. I'm assuming you're telling him this. He can't see. He can't. It's
yeah, both
pretty much pitch
Copernicus
black.
and I have mentioned that the towers are manned and Yuantied.
At least we know they're not cannibals.
So
No, they just probably still eat people. Just not their own people. Maybe it would be better if they were.
Yeah.
all right. So I'm assuming that you guys at this point, once spotting them, you kind of stopped and you're
Discussing.
discussing and trying to figure out your best course of action from here. From here, you can the path now goes through the center of the village, or you can kind of rope around the perimeter of the village. You know,
that would be my vote.
Yeah, I think we should wrap around to the river
West.
inlet where the canoes are. Or where we think the canoes might be.
okay. Yeah. So pretty much, if you rope around this way, the river runs alongside here.
So if we rope
So
around
that's it.
to the west,
And it comes in pretty much right where this line is, this contour, whatever
Yep.
you want to call it, is where I'm picturing the river.
Okay, so
And the boats are there.
Well, if there were boats, they'd be presumably somewhere around here.
we would have to skirt west on the outer edge of the where the
Village.
guard tower is.
Yes.
okay.
Let's
Am
do
I
it.
doing that with my mind? What the fuck is... Or is that K-Way drawing shit?
He's K-Way.
Can't do that to me, man. I'm fevering. fever, and I'm like, that's exactly what I thought about doing.
Arrows being drawn, just appearing on the map.
All right.
All right, here we go. So,
I don't see how we have any other choice but to continue.
We can't just go walking in there.
okay, while you guys were discussing this, you noticed another critter of sorts. This one looks like a lot more of a little beastie. But you see he made a patrol. As you guys were talking, he kind of walked up from ahead and to the right and wrapped around those huts just in front of you and went up towards in the direction you guys were thought the boats were going to be.
Okay.
So you've got a patrolling creature, a lizard-like creature. It looks like more of a beast type of a Yuanti.
Does it appear to be something that we can time?
Yeah, it seemed pretty mechanical. You see it coming back around now, and it's making the same pace.
Okay, perhaps we send just the stealthiest to scout out to see if there are canoes up ahead.
Yeah.
Well, by that, anyone they can actually see in the dark.
All right, Zavril.
I can't see in the dark.
Cappy looks around, notices they're all looking at me.
I'll go.
Oh, Irme?
Are you stealthy, Erme?
I'm pretty stealthy.
All right, me and Irme will go. You guys stay back.
You guys sneaking out?
Yep.
And, yeah, let's do it. 21.
18.
Perfect.
You guys sneaking up through the center, or
I was worried about Irame's stealth.
I was
I actually think Quincy's stealthier than Irame. But I know he's not as stealthy as Copernicus.
I was hoping I could help keep her quiet.
Yeah.
so you guys sneaking past this first guy on the left up in the tower, and you're wrapping around where Kaylee's arrow was?
I thought we all kind of wrapped around, and then they were hanging out back here while me and Irme just went up far enough to where we thought the canoes might be and see if we spot them.
Yeah, the two of them are trying to avoid the patrolling lizard.
The patrolling lizard was inside of the village proper. Okay, so
Patrolling lizards route somewhere.
yep, exactly. All right. So you guys wrapped around to you roped around to the left, and Arame and Copernicus are moving northward. So yeah, you notice another lookout tower, but this one does not appear to be manned currently. How far are you guys going up?
We're going all the way until we see canoes or not canoes.
Perhaps you could sneak up into that empty tower.
No, we'll pass it for now. Actually, that's not a bad idea. We could get a better view.
The towers are about 30 feet tall. 30-foot ladder. 30-foot
There's a
ladder
ladder.
going up in it. Yeah.
Good luck climbing
Yeah,
up that ladder with the patrolling guard, though.
Well, I can't... He's patrolling around this, so he's going to come by that tower?
Yes. Yep. So he's doing like a U-shaped patrol.
So when he gets by us, then I'll run up the ladder, take a quick peek, and get back down.
Yeah, I'll stay at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So you see the patrol. Now up here, you get a better view of the village. I just zoomed out so you can see the whole thing now. You see one large tent. This must be the elder's hut. Not tent, hut. This must be the elder's hut that Zimwabi had mentioned. And also, you notice several other huts, 4 huts in the center, the 2 that you guys passed by right next to your tower, and you notice another 2 huts on the opposite side. That's the elder's hut. And you do notice that there is a stationary guard outside of the elder's hut up there. And now, from this distance, you could be mistaken, or you can't tell the condition, but you do see several canoes out behind the elder's hut there. Yeah, up there.
Okay. So canoe's behind the elder's hut. I'll get back down. Let's get back to the group, and we'll all converse there together.
Copernicus, did you see any sign of where they might be keeping the explorers?
That's also something I was gonna.
Okay.
Hopefully we got that info too. I wanted to know, people, like, is there cannibals walking around, humanoids, or is it all snake men?
Okay,
I
yeah.
see?
What you notice, other than the snake men, you do notice that there are humans, but they appear to be all clustered around that construction site.
Okay.
Around that construction site, that's where most of the firelights are coming from in this village currently. It's all dark other than that little area.
Right, and the cages or captives?
You haven't noticed any cages or captives, but you do notice that none of the humans are talking. They're all just working. Some are making trips down to the riverbed to gather mud in buckets and bringing it up. And, they all appear to be silently performing tasks that are centered around this dig site, this construction site.
Is that where the obelisk is?
Yeah, it's that's exactly where it is. It looks like there was at one point a building, a structure there, that was torn down, and then something else is being built, and then also simultaneously, they're also excavating something there too. So it looked like at one point, it looks like they had to tear something down, start digging, and they're also building something as well.
All right, the only canoes I saw are behind the biggest hut, and that one appears to be guarded.
All right, so
Is it guarded by one of the Yuanti or by a human?
There's Yuanti. The only humanoids I saw were working on the obelisk.
Are they enslaved, do you think?
It was hard telling.
Yeah, they didn't appear to be under any kind of. They weren't shackled or anything. They didn't have a guy whipping them at all. But you do know that they were working to the sounds of that beating drum.
Perhaps some kind of enchantment?
The Yuanti are serpentine people. Perhaps they're
So I didn't
hypnotized?
Snake charmers?
So I didn't see too many Yuanti though, or like as far as a fighting force.
No, not at all. You saw, apart from that stationary guard, there was maybe two others. Although you did notice that some of the humans were coming in and out of up and down where the dig site is. They could have been stairs leading down into the ground. So there could be more beneath the village down in those tunnels. But as far as surface goes, you didn't see many Yuanti at all. There was the one stationary guard, and then there was the lookouts, and then there's that one patrolling one.
So I think I counted about half a dozen at the most.
So we find the captors and move north beyond that elder's tent. And we'll be home free.
Yeah, I would suggest we go to the elder's tent next and find out what's in there.
Take out the god and then infiltrate.
Infiltrate in there, take out their leader,
Find out what's going on, perhaps.
perhaps. If we can do it quietly enough. I don't know.
Well, perhaps
I
we
don't know if
could.
that's possible.
Perhaps we could continue skirting the perimeter and enter through the back of the tent, release the prisoners if they're in there, and
Yeah.
It's a
escape
hut.
through
We
the.
keep saying tent. It's
Oh,
a hut.
hut.
Yeah.
And escape through the back of the hut right to where the canoes are unnoticed.
It depends if the hut has an entrance or an exit in the back.
Mm.
It's a fucking
I bet
hut.
it does.
We
It's
can
on
make
the
one.
river. We'll find out when we get up there, right?
The huts are decent huts. They're not.
Yeah, it would take
hut.
some.
Pretty good
It
hut.
would take some effort.
Is it like
to-
a straw hut or like a mud
The roof
hut?
is thatch, but they're made of wood. This is a village that had been lived in. This is a village that had been lived with by the Taguta for decades.
I'm confused. So this isn't even the village with the captives then?
We assume it is.
I think we discovered last episode that Zimwa B, when he was
This
tracking...
was Zimwa B's old village.
Yes, but when he was tracking, he noticed that all the track activity was centered around the Taguta village.
The assumption was that they were here.
The assumption was that they were here, that this was now a Zinti outpost, and that the captives, there's a good chance the captives were down in the village. But you're right, you don't know for sure.
And you say there was only one guard over at the hut. Is that true?
That's all I saw.
Could also be more in it too. You don't know. You know, it's just the one stationary.
Well, if we could take the one outside the hut by surprise, then perhaps we could slip into the hut and face whatever's there.
Do we know how far away this drum is?
I think the drums were centered around the obelisk.
The drums were over by the construction site. That's where the drum sounds are coming from.
Which is close to the hut.
Right.
There is definitely some thick trees separating. It would be extremely difficult
Yeah, there's
terrain to go between,
a small grove there.
to go directly from the construction site to the elders. You know, that's why they make that U. That's why the patrol is making the U route.
So we stay on the outer perimeter until we get to the other tent and try to take that one guard by surprise.
Group stealth?
I definitely could have added more trees to the map now looking at it, but
All right.
I also didn't want them
can
to get
assume.
redundant either.
We can assume that there's a lot of trees. We're in the jungle.
I imagine being in the jungle, you would feel that there's a lot of redundancy in the...
It's just the same tree icons, though, like over and over again. I didn't want it to be like a Zelda game.
All right. Stealth.
If you time the patrol right, then there's no one really to sneak by.
Well, we can't go down the center where there's guard towers. There's people in guard towers.
No. He's just saying we may not have to roll a stealth check
To get up
Oh,
to
to
the
get
I
up.
understand.
Right.
Yep.
Now, if you
gotcha.
want to get closer, if you
Oh,
want
yeah,
to
we'd wanna
creep
get as
up
close
on
as we
that
could.
guard, then
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
definitely. But
absolutely.
you can here. Let me put you on the map where you could be safe without a stealth check. So there, I put you guys. No stealth check needed up to this point.
So we stealth
So you
around
guys
the
are
tent.
staring out. Yeah, this is great. So you guys are now stationary in the dark bushes. Now you do notice you're still a little ways away from the canoes. It's impossible to tell the condition of those canoes from this distance. But now you do get a good visual of that stationary guard just standing there. Looks wide awake. Looks almost statuesque.
Does there appear to be a back entrance? Can we tell now? Out of the hut.
No, not from. You don't see any other. You see one door going in from the middle, from the front where the guard is.
Should one person stealth up and try to kill the guard?
I say
Oh.
we do
We
group
all go?
stealth and
Yeah.
Group. Let's jump.
try to get a surprise attack.
All right.
All right,
So,
so
stealth. Let's do this.
stealthing up to it, huh? Okay.
Nice. That's a 9.
An 11.
13.
8.
Not very many good rolls here. Come on, Zimabi, carry us through.
We're all fucking hitting each other. You hit him. No, you hit him.
Well, his passive perception is 11, so that's the DC. Zimwabi got a 14.
And Quincy got an 11. And Zavril got even higher, I believe.
13.
Okay,
right.
so we did it.
Oh.
Jesus, unobservant.
Surprise round. What is that? What does a surprise round mean again? Free attack?
Yeah, surprise round. Those suffering from the surprised condition, which he is now, can't act during that round.
So
during that
would
round.
only the people that passed the stealth check be able to have a surprise attack, or would all of us? Because it was a group thing.
No, so we roll initiative.
Okay.
And anybody who is surprised can't go,
Okay.
pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Want to roll a d10 for
Oh my
initiative?
god.
Start with Quincy. What is it now?
5.
5 for Quincy. All right, and let's go to Copernicus.
Cappy got an 8.
8, and then Zavril.
7.
Okay.
We're rolling. We are
Erme.
high rollers.
At least
3.
At least he doesn't get to go this round.
Yeah, thank goodness.
And Zim would be 5.
Glad that wasn't our stealth check.
So Copernicus with an 8 is leading the round.
Copernicus with an
So this means he knows our presence is there, right? Like,
8. Yeah, he's just like.
as soon as Copernicus acts.
Right.
Yep. Yep. So this is going to be. Let me zoom in for you guys.
We gotta take him out quick.
For some reason, I keep imagining he looks like Voldemort.
We got ourselves a nice little battle map going. Okay, round 1. Copernicus Heart with an 8. What do you do?
I will summon my sword from the Shadowfell and tell the group, we must silence him quickly. That's my
You don't get
action.
an action?
My action summon the sword. I always forget to do it before we get in the battle.
I forgot to do my thing before battle too. What about a move? You gonna get up close to him or anything?
Yeah, actually, I guess I will engage him.
Zavril with a 7. You're next.
How big is his mouth?
How big is his mouth?
Yes.
Maybe 7, 8 inch, maybe 7 or 8 inches wide.
All
That's
right.
a big mouth.
I mean,
Well,
it's a
but
snake.
snake
It's a
mouth would,
snake
yeah.
mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about.
Okay.
Well, I was thinking like if I ran up, tackled them, somebody could. But yeah, that's not gonna work. All right, I will shift down so I'm within 10 feet from him. As for my action phase, I will withdraw my 2 whips, or for my movement phase, and then I will swing at the snake guy. First attack would be
Whip him good.
armor class 8.
Armor class 8.
Yep.
That's a miss.
Yeah, I know, right? I was trying to be too quiet with it.
Too soft.
Yep. And then for the second one, armor class 17. I don't care about
All right.
being
That's-
stealthy anymore.
That's gonna hit.
For 7 slashing damage.
All right, 7 slashing.
And you kill.
Ooh.
I forgot their names.
You want tea?
Oh, yeah. You want tea?
Well, in the classics out.
I'll have some tea.
Well, they know now.
All right, you
Drew first blood.
drew first blood. Quincy is next.
Quincy wants to draw his rapier as he moves to position himself on the opposite side of Copernicus, so that he's flanking the Yuan-Ti. And are there flanking rules? Do we have advantage or anything like that?
No, there's no flanking rules.
Okay.
There is an optional flanking rule, but but there was a few different mechanics that went along with that.
Okay.
Um,
Well, he's going to go ahead and try to stick him with his rapier. That is an 11 to hit.
11 misses.
So much for doing this quick.
All right, Zim would be with his Yakowa in hand, and he will. Yeah, I guess he's. Fuck. He doesn't really have any special abilities, and he misses. Looks like you guys are gonna have a full-fledged combat on your hands. Now, Erame, you're up.
It's all up to you, Airman.
All right.
Kill it,
Surprised you guys didn't try to
Render it unconscious.
yeah, or something. You know,
Yeah.
you guys went straight for combat.
So yeah, if we're fucking in it now, Irame will start casting. Might as well. she's going to cast Ray of Frost, right? Reptiles don't like the cold.
That's what we thought about the plants.
I know. All right.
It's probably a fucking immune.
14?
14 hits.
All right.
All right. And that is... Ooh.
Maxi. 8 damage.
Yeah.
Do you
It
get to
doesn't
add
say
anything
It
to
doesn't
that?
say to add anything. And its speed is also reduced by 10 feet until the start of my
Nice.
next turn.
That's really nice because
They look fast.
yeah. So your ray of frost shoots out and envelops him. You could tell it definitely appears to have hindered its movement.
Yurme is going to look surprised
He
at the
hisses out.
effectiveness of her magic in that moment.
All right, round 2. All right, so its initial surprised state is now.
You just got shanked by your daughter. Sorry.
Oh boy. It's got 1, 2, 3 targets. Copernicus Heart is getting the ire.
Copernicus likes to take damage. I've noticed that about
He's a
him.
glutton for punishment.
Maybe you need some new armor, friend.
That's a good thing. I have the armor I have.
Doesn't seem to be doing you much good.
Copernicus. Now after it realizes what's going on, it brings up its scimitar and strikes at you swiftly twice.
Whoa.
First attack is gonna miss. Second attack is gonna be armor class 11. Miss, I'm assuming.
Nah, bangs right off my buckler.
Yeah,
Nice.
so it probably covered in ice and whatever else. It goes to swing at you twice with the scimitar, misses, and you said it has half movement speed.
10 feet reduction.
It's 10-foot reduction.
Oh, to its total movement.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just gonna move. So after it swings twice, he's gonna kind of backpedal just 5 feet. Next up, Copernicus.
You are surrounded, beast, but you don't have to die. We came here looking for adventurers. Lay down your arms and tell us where they are. And perhaps you'll live to see the sunrise.
And I guess I'll roll a persuasion.
Or intimidate.
It would probably. I think it'd be intimidate.
Okay.
I think persuasion is.
Just throw
Out
some
of
drool
com-
and spit
Yeah.
in there.
I
I'll
think.
just
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's intimidating doesn't necessarily have to be like full of rage and spit. You could be intimidated by a calm.
Yeah.
Somebody could come out like happens in Sherlock all the time.
Yeah.
Well, or even Doctor Who. The doctor might fucking just say something all calm and cool, and then
Run
like,
Mr. Blonde on the Reservoir Dogs.
Yep.
yeah, you could be intimidated by that. I think persuasion is more for like dialogue outside of combat and stuff.
well, that's a 7 on the intimidation.
It does not seem phased or even reply to your words.
Then I will
Just
engage
hisses at
him.
you.
I will slide up to him another 5 feet and thrust my spirit blade into him for 19 to hit.
Nice.
That's a hit.
We at least need to kill this one before there's more of them.
That'll be 8 damage.
Damn.
We're taking chunks out.
Yeah.
Still doesn't appear bloodied.
Oy.
In fact, Quincy would be down if he took as much damage as...
Just out of curiosity, is the opening to the hut open? The one that we're in front of?
Yes. Yep. There's no real door.
I think I've got a pretty cool lock-picking spell loaded up that I haven't got to
Well, what
use
do we
yet.
see in the hut if it's open?
You can't see, and Quincy can probably stare through. The door is literally right behind the Yuanti. So let me see, it's right here. This is the door right here. Other than that, it's complete darkness in there.
It's a good question. Maybe one of us could get in there and start the
Start
ball
working.
rolling, letting prisoners loose, and
We still have no idea what's in there.
yeah. It's just a bunch of Yuanti in there fucking hanging out.
You'll know.
Don't worry,
You'll-
we're here to free you.
You'll know when they all run out next round. All right, Zavril, you're up.
Time to finish this. All right. I will continue whipping him.
Whip it.
Armor
Righteous.
class 21 for the first.
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
5 slashing.
Your whip's coming around from behind me like that. Must look like I have tentacles.
Then armor class 9 on the second one.
Second, yeah. So after you rail him good with that first one, the second one he just nimbly moves out of the way.
You must hear them like crack near your fucking
I know.
ear.
I didn't want to hit Cap. He moved after that first one.
Yeah, it just
Above his
hits it
head.
at that second one, cracking so close to its ear, it just hisses. Its tongue.
I meant Cappy, but that works too.
Quincy, you're up.
Quincy's going to thrust with his rapier, perfect form, and still only roll a 10.
You rolled a 10. Would you? Whatever. That was armor class.
No, that was armor class 10.
Yeah, misses once again with the rapier, not getting through.
Stop caring about how you look and just hit the thing.
I'm only trying to remember what my instructor taught me.
Take the pointy end and stick it in the enemy.
This is the first intelligent creature I'm fighting.
Weren't you and Cappy sparring earlier?
I said intelligent creature.
Oh, I like it.
Zimwa B raises his Yakoa, lines it up. He's going for it now. We must kill it quickly. Oh shit. Zimwa B's only level 2, so yeah, Zimwa B misses. It doesn't get through its natural armor. It's thick, scaly hide. Arame.
Yeah, so I'm gonna send another ray of frost his way.
Ray of Frost, yeah. I mean, you landed a good one last time.
Come on.
What? No.
Shit, natural
No,
20.
guys. That's the Fey-Res table.
Let's
It's a
do
wild,
this.
it's a wild
Let's
surge.
do this.
Wild surge.
It's the favorites.
It's bad.
Do you still get a crit, though? Do you get to do
That out
do
of the
double
Abyss
on the
campaign
spell damage?
permanently.
Yeah, fried me.
No, it's changed. Everyone calls it
The
the favorites.
Fey-Res now. So
And you still didn't learn your lesson in that one. She just
um,
liked that table so much. She
I
had to
do.
roll a wild
I do
mage.
really like it.
I'm gonna open up our crit chart.
All right.
Natty 19's crit chart. Let's resolve your spell. Roll a 1d10.
6.
6. You got a focus sync. Does max damage, and the spell does not consume spell slot if it's
That's
a,
a cool one. I like it.
Cool one.
I mean, I think
Did you come
you're
up with that one?
I think you were using a
Probably.
cantrip anyway, so I don't think it matters.
You're limited to cantrips.
No,
You can use. You're not. You
No,
can.
you can
cantrips
use
are at
it.
will.
At will.
Sometimes you're limited to how many cantrips you could prepare.
That's what it is. Okay. Yep.
So that doesn't apply, but you still get max damage.
All right. So 8 cold damage.
All right, now roll on the.
So I have a question on that, though.
Yep.
Should you be rolling on that, or is that just for a 1?
It's a 1 or a 20. I thought.
All right.
Did you look it up and find something different?
No, but I'm about to look it up.
All right.
'Cause I don't think it's for a 20.
Says, yeah, I don't
Let's
think
roll
it's
to
for
see
20.
what it could be.
While he's doing that?
While he's doing that.
70. So it is possible that each creature within 30 feet of me will become invisible for the next minute.
That's awesome.
The invisibility ends on a creature when it attacks or casts a spell.
He's gonna be invisible.
Oh, I guess it would be him too.
you want
yeah.
to?
All right, hold on a second. Wild magic surge, starting when you choose the origin at first level. Blah, blah, blah. Once per turn, the DM can have you roll a d20 immediately after you cast a sorcerer spell of first level or higher. If you roll a 1, roll on the wild magic surge table to create a magical effect.
Right. Yeah. So and it's
a cantrip.
a cantrip. So it
Okay,
doesn't
so
work.
no
Nothing
one's
happens.
invisible.
no wild surge.
Where did I read the 1
Dodge that bullet.
or 20 thing?
Because it's once per turn, the DM can have you roll a d20 immediately
Oh,
after.
that's what it
If
is.
you
So I can roll a
1.
d20, and if I roll a 1, it happens.
Yep.
Yes, there
So
you
that's
go.
where I got the numbers. I just fucked up the rules. All right. Sorry, guys.
Know your character.
I know.
Next up, round 3. The Yuanti. Quincy, suffering the ire.
All right, what armor class does he?
2 scimitar attacks comes at you. Now it's just kind of panicking, scanning for any targets, trying to... You see he's like backing. While he's attacking, he's backing up.
Looking for the weakest target.
Hits armor class 13.
That's a hit. I guess he found the weakest target.
And 12.
12 is a miss.
All right. He found your fucking armor class. It's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7 slashing damage.
7 damage.
Boom.
Heavy hitter.
That might be the first time Quincy's ever been attacked, like with a weapon from an intelligent creature.
Yeah.
Somebody meaning to do me harm.
Malice.
That's not an animal.
Nobody makes me bleed my own
You
blood.
see he's also got a longbow on his back as well. That is, he's not armed with, but, giving you an idea of just the type of warrior these guys are. They're definitely civilized warriors using civilized weapons. That was his turn. He's going to move another. Well, yeah, he's going to move again. He's kind of backing up. You could tell
Almost expected him to go into the
I was going to
hut.
say, you could tell he was hesitating to give up his post, but at the same time, he doesn't like these odds. Copernicus Heart.
Studying our target here, does he appear bloodied or
Yeah, he's getting
still
there.
in the fight?
He's getting there.
All right.
You could see he doesn't want to die, so you see he's like getting in a retreat mode.
Thrust forward again with another strike with my longsword. And that is a 14.
14 hits.
Nice. For 9 damage.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, you could tell he doesn't want to take too much more of those.
Lay down your weapon. Lay down your weapons. Tell us where the captives are.
That's what he says to you.
Copernicus advances 5 feet to cover the gap between
Yeah, I had to
he
do that
and
too.
the Yuanti.
Zavril Dawn Tracker.
I will continue up behind Copernicus and continue the assault on the snake creature. We're class 12.
That's a hit.
Oh. Yeah, I kind of feel like that missed before. Maybe Quincy's only rolled an 11.
4 slashing.
4 slashing. All right. Second attack.
And the second attack will be armor class. Well, that would have been a natural 19.
Nice.
Natty
Ooh.
19.
All right, that's a hit.
For 6 slashing damage.
Plus 19 damage.
Plus 19.
Yeah, you guys' onslaughts are cutting into it, but it is still on its feet. Quincy.
Remember, pointy end inside the enemy.
Quincy will take Zavril's advice, but first he's going to do a 5-foot step to keep pace with the retreating Yuanti, but he is going to attack again with his rapier. Fuck. Another 11.
Misses. Zimwa B, seeing that you guys have this under control, makes his way into the entryway, just peeking in to make sure there's no other Yuanti in there. Erame, you're up.
Irame will move down and position herself diagonally, like 2 squares away from, 10 feet away from the Yuanti.
Okay.
And hit with the Ray of Frost again.
It's been treating you well.
Yes, it's been successful. 19?
That's a hit.
Oh,
Nice.
that die's been treating you well.
I know.
Yes, it has.
I can't recall any casters anyway, like tearing it up so much with the cantrips.
No kidding,
In
huh?
any other of our games.
5 cold damage. Its speed is still,
Inhibited.
Yeah, does that stack at all? Is he getting more and
Oh,
more
that would
cold?
be awesome.
It
That
doesn't.
would be awesome.
It doesn't say that it stacks, and I have the whole spell here. But until the start of my next turn. Okay. Yep. Continue. Proceed.
I mean, it's got nowhere to go now.
And we'll see about that because it is disengaging.
Oh, shit.
Gonna have a full-on chase mechanics coming in here. All right, so let's see its movement speed. It's inhibited by 10, so it can move.
Is that difficult terrain? I see where... Oh, he's going the other direction.
Where did he go? Okay.
Down.
Now, disengage is an action, so he cannot dash. So that's as far as he can go, being all frosty. That's his 20-foot movement range.
And disengage prevents our opportunities of attack, I assume.
That's right.
Okay.
But he also couldn't hit back, so... Alright, but you could tell he's making away, and at this point... Here's my little patrolling guy.
He's far away. Don't worry about him.
There was a patrolling guy?
Little beast.
What?
Yeah. What patrol? Whoop.
Yeah, Arame, you would spot it first because you're closest, but if you look down here, right? So there you are. If you look down here, the little patrolling guy is now... is now rounding the corner, coming back up.
Irme is going to warn the group.
Oh, fuck.
All right. He doesn't appear to have noticed you guys yet, but you know it's only a matter of time before that. Whichever comes first. This Yuanti runs down close enough to him, or either way. So, Copernicus, you're up.
All right, Copernicus pushes past Quincy, chases the Yuanti down, leaps in the air, and brings his longsword down at his back
All right.
for a 21 to hit.
Yes!
Nice.
Damn, dude. Let's see some...
Max damage.
Fuck yes!
12 damage.
Oh,
Rolling
killing
rocks.
it.
Yes!
Copernicus slays the Yuanti Malison.
Finally landing that
I know,
lead,
feels good.
lead in.
So it's like jam the blade into his back, grab his body, and try to start dragging it back towards the group.
Combat's over. Copernicus is dragging the Yuanti up towards the hut. You
I
do
want to
notice
cast a spell.
it's okay. One sec. You do notice its scimitars are still on the ground.
Quincy will pick them up.
Now, what spell you want to cast, Averill?
I wanted to cover the area in fog so that we didn't have to worry.
Oh, nice one.
All right. What's the range on it?
Oh, 1 second.
Or
after
radius of the fog, or whatever you want to call it.
that. Depending on how windy it is, but I create a 20-foot radius sphere, so it will be 40-foot diameter, centered around a single point within the range. The sphere spreads around corners and its area is heavily obscured, and it lasts for the duration or until the wind of moderate or greater speed, at least 10 miles per hour, disperses it. Duration is 1 hour.
Okay.
Hopefully it's a nice, thick, humid,
So
still night.
yes.
All right, so you're putting it in this, just around this cluster of huts?
Because it's 20 feet, so yeah, so that will hit both sides of the huts right there.
Okay, so a thick fog rolls in, covering the area, and Zimwabi is in the hut, is in the elder's hut.
Yeah, Quincy was going to move up towards Zimwabi after he's taken the scimitars and tossed them in the bushes, and he was going to kind of whisper into the hut, Zimwabi, what do you see?
Quickly, come inside.
Let's all of us go.
Yeah, we'll drag that body back in there with us.
The body has two scimitars. Quincy grabbed the scimitars. He has a longbow on him, a coin pouch, 20 gold pieces.
Nice.
If nobody wants the longbow or the scimitars, I was just going to throw them in the bushes. Stop me if you want them.
No, I don't want him.
Anybody need arrows? Does he have arrows?
He does have a quiver of 20 arrows.
Nobody's speaking up? Nobody wants arrows?
I don't want them.
Yeah, I don't want to be like, at this point, I think we're just trying to focus and not trying to gather up every bit of...
Right.
All right, and...
but we'll definitely keep the gold.
So entering the large hut, you notice several cages most of which are empty, but one contains 2 men who appear weak and their clothes are tattered. There's a table cluttered with scrolls, trinkets, and there appears to be a map stretched out on it. And when you guys come in, one of the men in the cages, he stands. Who goes there?
Your saviors.
Zimwa B. Is that really you? Zimwa B says, Yes, Saven, I have returned. He lowers his head, and Saven, you now know as a Saven, says, Do not fear, my friend. You must get us out of here. I fear we do not have much time. The cage does appear to be locked.
Does it take sleight of hand?
It's going to be a dex. It is sleight of hand, isn't it? We go through this every time. It's either a dex check plus your proficiency bonus with the thieves' tools.
They're both the same for me. I do not have thieves' tools. Quincy will go for the lock. 14.
14 does it. Yeah, you tinker with it for a little bit. Maybe a minute passes and you finally get it. And all during that time, I don't know if you guys want to be going through any of the.
I want to see if there's an exit out the back of the hut.
Irame's gonna roll up the map, thinking that this map might add to the we might be able to fill in some of our map back at headquarters from this map.
Grab everything on the table. There appears to be an exit out the back.
No, there's no exit out the back.
Oh, there's not. I'm wrong. This is just a wall, not a door.
What do your elf eyes see?
It's just a painting of a door on the.
I've been fooled.
Actually, and if they don't appear to have any weapons, then I will bring up while I'm fiddling with the lock. I just threw a longbow and 2 scimitars into the bushes outside the hut. Perhaps we should arm you.
We should move as quickly as possible. Irame's going to grab all scrolls and map as you are during that 1 minute.
All right, you see Saven, he goes and picks his friend is out of commission. He throws his arm over his shoulder and he says, Elgin, we are being rescued.
Can I try a cure light wounds on the or cure wounds on the friend?
You see that he doesn't appear to be wounded at all.
Okay.
But during that minute while you were unlocking, while they were kind of do this all at once, so it takes you a minute to unlock the cage. During that time, you guys are taking the map and all the trinkets and stuff, and Zimwabi and Saven are talking, and Saven says, they early this morning they had forced Elgin to drink some sort of concoction, and I fear if we do not get him the proper help, I fear the worst. But yeah, so that being said, they appear, whatever's wrong with him is it's not hit points, it's something else.
Right.
Sick.
Perhaps poisoned or something.
But he's definitely out of it. He's delirious. Saven slings him up over his shoulder, says, I fear we do not have much time here. I wish the others, I do not know. I am torn, but we must leave.
Are the others still alive?
There are others that were taken forced into labor of sorts. It is strange. They are using some sort of slave collars.
Perhaps Zimwabi could take these 2 on the river, and we could look for the others.
You must be careful. There is a priestess. She is a force I have not seen, and if she is still around, you see his eyes widen. He gets scared. He's like, we need to leave.
Is she Yuanti or human?
Yuanti.
How many others are there?
She's a horrible figure, body of a snake.
Yes, if we leave now, all chances of surprise will be gone. So perhaps you're all right. We'll send Zimwabi and these captives, but
they are
will
digging
stay.
for something, and from what I have heard earlier, I believe they have found it. She may have already left with the artifact.
Have you been able to link the sound of the drums to the workers?
I have. Yes, it would appear that whenever the drum sounds, I do not know.
We can at the very least end those drums so that they have a chance to escape.
Sounds like a good plan. How many others were there?
At least a dozen. I do not know how many you have taken out coming in.
Irame is going to reluctantly say, we cannot leave a dozen people here.
Oh no, a dozen Yuanti.
Oh, okay.
How many?
As far as
How many captives?
No, there's 40 or 50. Between the Zinti and whoever else they managed to kidnap.
Oh, the Zinti are the cannibals, huh? Fuck them.
Perhaps we could use them.
kidding.
Perhaps we
Yeah.
could use them to our advantage.
And he says, Zimwabi, there is more to this story. The Zinti are not who you have always known them to be. All will come clear on the travel back. We must get Elgin to safety.
So there are a dozen Yuanti plus the priestess, and there are 40 to 50 Zinti. How many of your friends are left?
There was only 2, and I have not seen them in days.
What are their names, sir?
Their names, the woman, her name was Ivana. I have not heard from Ivana in days.
Ivana, you want tea?
I found a tea. Do you find a tea?
I'm on a tea. Yuanti?
I guess it should be mentioned that we belong to the Order of the Shield. Our original task was to investigate a disturbing letter we received from Camp Righteous. We never made it, clearly.
And it was the Zinti who brought you here.
It was the Zinti, but the Zinti were nothing more than shells. The Yuanti are behind the Zinti.
So Ivana is the name of one of your companions. What is the name of the other?
Yes, Richard. He was our academic. I fear the worst for him. He is not cut out for labor.
And what was the nature of this disturbing letter?
The letter, all it said was, Camp Righteous belongs to the dead. We wrote back, received no word further. So we mounted an expedition, hired Zimwabi to take us up the Sashan Star. But Camp Righteous is still several days further in.
It could be that Camp Righteous is lost. We have seen many walking dead.
And worse.
This is grim news indeed. There was many Shields mates at that post. He carries Elgin to the entrance of the, it's like, what is this thick fog? Is this the Yuanti?
It was us. It should buy us some cover.
Yes, it was our ranger friend.
Do you have boats? We must get to the boat. Get Elgin to the boat.
So now would be a good time to check the boats behind the hut.
We send Zimwabi to the boats, and then I propose our best chance is to end the drums and free the Zinti to help us fight. I don't like our odds against 12 Yuanti and a priestess.
So Zinti and these two can share a single canoe and leave the rest for...
Zim would be immediately at the sounds of the plan. He runs out to the boats to inspect them and everything, and eventually does come back. He says, yes, the boats are in good shape.
All right.
There are 2 of them.
Oh no. So that's not much left for...
You got 2 canoes here, and then, of course, where you left your other 2 boats stashed.
Oh, okay, so they take 1, and then that would leave us 3. Okay. I feel a little bit better about that.
Yeah, as long as we have the supplies to boil the water, we're good.
Well,
Yeah.
our canoes are still
Yeah,
back.
our canoes with our supplies are back. We should head back that way anyway to our canoes.
I guess this means goodbye, Zimabi.
You will see me again, my friends. Zimwabi holds out his arm to you, Quincy. Grabs and he says, Quincy, you have stirred something in Zimwabi that he has not felt in many years. I cannot thank you enough. Just know this, Zimwabi will be there for you, my friend. We will see each other again.
I look forward to it, my friend.
And he turns to you, Copernicus. He says, I understand I have let you down several times, and I want you to know, Copernicus, I have a great respect for you and your craft.
Copernicus will extend his hand.
Say, safe travels, Simwabi. We'll see you back at the port.
Indeed. Zavril, those whips, the form you have shown with such simple tools, Zimwabi will never forget, and I am honored to have fought by your side, my friend.
You're not the coward I once thought you were going to be. I'm very glad to have fought next to you.
And Arame, I could not have done any of this without you and your words. You have helped me realize things about myself, like Quincy, and I hope to see you again in the future.
Irame will bow towards Zimwabi and say that it's been an honor and that he should make haste. He should go now.
Yes, we are leaving. May the river guide you safely to Nyanzaru.
And then she'll look to the group and say, I think our only hope is the drums.
I agree.
So, who feels like this is a permanent goodbye?
I thought we were just doing max damage. No charts.
I thought you wanted
No,
the chart.
we wanted that. We all wanted
We
the
all
chart.
wanted the chart.
I didn't want the chart.
John
Everybody
didn't
else
want
wanted the
Oh,
chart.
chart.
He won me over. I was like, yeah, I've kind of fucked the chart. Let's keep it moving. We can do our own crits and make it up as we go.
Oh, hey, that's so much fun.
They are.
Oh, I won you over with that. I didn't know. I thought I was.
I was kind of keeping it to myself, but I've been mulling it over the last couple of weeks. I thought I was on an island. On
I
my
was
own.
glad you said
Oh,
something
shit.
because I was like, I kind of like the chart.
Well, you guys should have spoke up.
I did.
We did.
Everybody wanted the chart except for me. I thought I was alone. I caved in I was like, I don't like them. But okay.